Hello, everybody. Mark and Lynda here with you. And if it looks like we're in a jungle, we're actually not. Believe it or not, this is one of the offices here at Southeastern Fertility and the NEDC. It is not my office, and it's not Lynda's office.
No, this is the NEDC girls' office.
Yeah, they
With lots of plants.
They like plants.
Oxygen.
They like plants. And there's they like gardening, things like that. And,
Yes.
and one of the reasons that we're here, with the plants as the prop, is because we wanted to talk today. Two things. First thing we want to talk about is what a rough road infertility can be, which you know. But
Yes.
but the thing is, we were talking earlier. It actually does lead to true clinical depression and anxiety in many cases, right?
Yes, it does. Yes. We have lots of patients that it's not just they're sad or they're having a hard time. It goes to the extreme and ends up being, like Mark said, clinical depression. Anxiety levels are high, and there's lots of things that we recommend that you can do to help that. One, of course, is groups that are made up of patients or people suffering from infertility. Nothing's better to be able to help people than people that understand what you're going through. So a lot of, you said, what was the name of that group that you were talking about?
Well, there's several good local counseling agencies that we could recommend you check out at least, and what that means is that we at least know people and trust some of the people who counsel at these places. So if you're here in Knoxville, a few of those would be Ebenezer Counseling Services off Ebenezer Road. There's Healing Hearts, which is right here off of Kingston Pike, not too far down the road from
That's the one I couldn't
NEDC.
remember.
Yeah, and I know Healing Hearts in the past has had a group that specializes in infertility. I'm not sure that they do right now, but they may. And another good one is Restoration Counseling Associates here in Knoxville. These are all places that we could safely say, check them out. They may be able to help you, and even if you haven't thought of yourself as being clinically depressed or having anxiety to the point where it may need special treatment, check yourself. Do a little online research, because you may well, we were talking with somebody who was struggling with infertility earlier today, and she said pretty much everybody who goes through infertility actually gets to that level.
A lot of people, definitely, more than you would think. The other thing you can do is reach out to your doctor, reach out to your nurse. Let us know that you think it's really getting to the extreme or bad, and it's not that, when I say the extreme, it's not that I think, oh, they're crazy. That's not it at all. That just means it's got to the level where it's too hard for you to be able to pull yourself back out.
Makes sense.
And you need some help. So, and there's nothing at all wrong with that. A lot of people have still, even in these days and times, negative connotations about seeing therapists or being on medicine. That's another thing that reach out to our doctors. Sometimes they will help you by putting you on a medicine that can get you a little bit on the way to where you can deal. And obviously, nothing makes the problem go away until you have success.
So you have success, right?
Which is what we're also helping with here. But it's a really hard journey. I mean, until you've been through it, you really can't understand how hard it can be.
Yeah, and there shouldn't be any stigma attached. And I heard one counselor one time say, "Not everything's fixable, but everything is faceable." And I think that's sort of what this can help you with.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to tie it full circle on this point.
Yes.
We mentioned the plants, and I said we're here because we're talking about depression. You're like, okay, he never tied that together.
We will.
Yeah, right. So that's So basically, this other person we were talking with who has experienced infertility said gardening, working with plants, things like that can help her mental health, along with exercise and things. So just food for thought.
Art. A lot of people do artwork to help get their feelings out or at least give them some sort of peace. Some people do meditation. Like you said, some people exercise.
Not Lynda.
Me too. But If you see me running, you look see who's chasing me. Mark runs just because he likes it.
Well, yeah, right.
So somebody's got to be chasing me for me to run. Either that or somebody said dinner and I'm trying to beat the rest of them to the table.
Oh gosh, yeah. No kidding. I haven't been running lately. My knees and ankle hurt too much, but that's just part of getting old. So point 2. There's been a lot of confusion lately among our Southeastern Fertility and NEDC families, and in fact, I would probably dare to say some of them have experienced heightened levels of anxiety. Lynda, let's talk truthfully and honestly about this. Why are so many people confused, and what do we want to convey to them about this?
Well, we want to convey that we were confused too, okay? But we've got it straightened out now. So what is happening is they have adjusted our cycle days. Normally the cycles fell the last, either the 3rd week and the 4th week of the month or the last 2 weeks of the month. And so from that, all of their deadlines, the last person could be put on the cycle, when the fees had to be paid up
front. And you probably got a sheet with that deadline structure on it, right?
Yeah, when to start the oral contraceptives, all that stuff.
Right.
Well, now they're trying to avoid the holidays so that we don't have to have ultrasounds on holidays and things like that. And so November and December cycles are the first 2 weeks of the month. Did you find that? Flying in the forest?
Yeah, that's one of the benefits of all these plants.
So anyway, with it being the first 2 weeks instead of the last 2 weeks, that moves all those deadlines and all those dates up. So you've already gotten, if we have you on the November cycle list, an email that says, hey, we've got you on the cycle list. That one normally don't go out till the first day of the month.
Okay. You're getting it earlier than
you're
normal.
getting earlier. For November cycle, the oral contraceptives that a lot of the patients need to be on, they need to be on them instead of by the 10th of the month before the transfer month. They need to be on them by September 20th.
So earlier. Again,
so
a lot earlier. These are
earlier.
big differences. I understand why people are freaking out.
Email Brooke, Megan, or I if you do have questions specifically for you about when to start birth control or when things are going to get up and running. I know Brooke and I, for NEDC patients and our frozen embryo transfer patients, we're planning on starting to send medicine prescriptions in next week.
For the November cycle.
For the November cycle.
Okay. So this basically just affects the November cycle right now. And
then it will in turn affect the December.
Okay.
Because December is the first 2 weeks. So it's going to be sort of early deadlines into.
So prepare your mind if you're in the December cycle, and if you're in the November cycle and you get one of those emails or phone calls, now you're going to know why.
It's coming early.
It's coming early. It's coming early. So hey, that's all we have for you in this video. Thank you so much for being with us. We hope everybody has a great weekend. Fall is almost here, and
our favorite time of year.
Oh, I know. We're ready for it. It'll be here soon. You all take care. Thanks for being with us.